Oh, welcome back, everybody. Well, this one has been a long time coming. We're talking today about the almost perfect system, which Len just finished programming. Honestly, think of all the programs Len has done, he probably worked harder than anything on John Worth's tips program, but this is going to be a close second. He had to do a lot of changes to the original rules to make them fit in with today's races, but it's turned out really great. Basically, it's a system that we feel is extremely versatile. There's so many different ways to play it, and if you when you look on the website, you'll get much more detail, but we're going to give you some of it here. Basically, a longtime customer, William Beal, sent us this a few months ago, I guess, and asked if it could be programmed. Len looked at it and kind of shook his head at first and said that it just may be too difficult, and there was a lot of rule changes in the meantime. But what Len did, and what he always seems to do, is he made and we're not exaggerating, he made some really genius modifications that made this method really remarkable. It's a kind of method, and the reason it's called the almost perfect method, and as you'll see, is it really does have something for everyone. Whether you're a conservative player, whether you're looking for high prices, whether you're a quarter horse player, just about everything. There's something for just about everybody, regardless of your style of play. And again, we go into that a little more detail here. Basically, if you're a chalk player, this is very deadly with chalk. Again, shorter priced chalk, but you'll cash in on the shorter prices. Again, we're talking 5 to 2 and under. 70% plus of the time to at least win in place, up to 85% to show. And with the best bets, we found that best bets, and again, they're going to be plays. I'll show you here real quick. They're going to be plays that are going to be on the bottom. We've got the almost perfect first choice and the almost perfect second choice. Those are the only two horses, no exact, there's no trifecta suggested here. You're on your own with those. But the plays will come up in one of those two categories. The first choice category comes up very rarely, doesn't come up that often. It is a really strong play when it does come up, super strong play, close to 42% wins. But the second chance, what we call almost perfect second chance, is almost as accurate, and also where you're going to find most of your prices. Here at Tampa Bay, for example, we're in February 11th. We had a horse here, a $17 horse, second race, $16 horse. And on this card, as you can see, there weren't many plays. There are only 3 plays total, the other one being Uphold the Law in the 8th race, who ran out. But again, this is a spot play at a lot of tracks. Other tracks, smaller tracks like Mahoning Valley parks, you'll get more plays, etc. At most of the larger tracks, though, you'll probably get 3 or 4 opportunities a day. And again, often you'll get some really nice prices. The interesting thing here is Len did a lot of study with different price ranges, and found that if a horses have a morning line 6 to 1 to 15 to 1, showed an overall 73% positive ROI. Now again, if the price horses are great to play, you're going to have to wait for them. They don't come up like this every day. But in that price range, it was a 73% positive ROI. And here's something really interesting. And again, these might only come up 3 or 4 times a week. But when the top pick is at 10 to 1 morning line or higher, we showed 103% ROI. Again, they don't come up that often, but when you see them, just play them. Play them, win in place, but definitely play them. And while the win percentage will be small, you will make a really, really nice return over the long run. Quarter horse races, we had a 43% positive ROI. If you played only thoroughbred dirt races, regardless of morning line, 17%. First choice horses plus 26%. Second choices were just plus 13%, but still that's pretty darn good considering the second choice comes up a lot more often than the first choice. The lowest category we found, under 5 to 1, if you played under 5 to 1, it was all the horses under 5 to 1. It's still a positive, plus 2.31. But again, if you're going to be doing this or concentrating on this category, you basically, if you eliminate horses that are 2 to 1 or under, that ROI is going to go up overall. And here's something interesting with the favorites, a morning line favorite, 9 to 5 and below, when it picks a horse in the first or second category, it's a 44% ROI. And when the morning line favorite goes postward, now again, this morning line, in other words, if it goes postward, even money or less, it won 56% of the time. So if you're a parlay player or you're looking for singles and you're pick 3, pick 4, etc., don't ever leave these horses out of consideration. We did find that on our results on turf races were not that good. We had a minus 11% on turf races, and again, it's something we still can't put our finger on, although one of our subscribers told us when he stuck to just turf sprints, it actually showed a bit of a positive ROI. Also, horses have a morning line of 20 to 1 or higher, showed a negative 9% ROI. So again, basically there's so many different categories you can play here. You can just wait for the price plays. You can play the chalkier plays. You can play the plays in the middle. You can play just thoroughbreds only on dirt if you want to do that. And again, regardless of price range, it showed a nice profit. So this thing has a lot of versatility. You could play all the categories if you want, but that would probably get a bit confusing. And again, in the turf races, while we had a negative ROI on the win, a lot of the horses that it picked in turf races did come in second or third, so they were really good exacta trifecta horses. A couple of the guys that tested us for us said here's a fella, he really liked the price plays and he waited for them. Now here it is. Here's what he said. He limited to turf sprints and actually showed a bit of a positive ROI, although as you stated, much better on dirt. Also, this fella who wanted a little bit more action was playing a lot of the choices in the second choice, first and second choice category, and he made about a 15% ROI just playing those horses, eliminating horses that were below 3 to 1. So, and another thing we found out about this, we thought, well, geez, maybe it's just a fluke. Even though we have a large database, maybe it's just a fluke that we're getting all these nice prices, because there are, again, while they won't happen every day, they do come up often enough that definitely make this worthwhile. And so Len ran a test September, October, and as you can see, a really, really nice collection of prices. And this was, in 2022, although somehow a couple 2020 snuck in here. But you can see some of the prices. And we tested other 2-month periods, so it seems to be very, very steady as far as the prices it gets. Again, you won't get an overall high percentage win, but the overall ROI, again, we were looking in the 70% range. And again, the favorites, when you get a heavy favorite, just don't ever leave them off your exacta trifecta ticket. They will finish at least third most of the time. And here's how the main screen looks. Here's horse Centavo, paid $37.60, and we've got a lot of examples of the different horses. They didn't seem to matter what track. All the tracks seem to do very well. Here's a 28-20 winner. And a lot of times these horses might be 8 to 1 morning line, but end up paying $30. So a lot of times they'll pay more than, or sometimes a lot more than their morning line. Here's again, Tampa Bay. We just showed you that one, 2 races on the same day. 3 plays, 2 races, a $17 and a $16 winner. And again, here's a nice one at Parks. Pretty average horse, $9 at Parks. Obviously, you're going to get more horses like this. But again, it's a very versatile program. You have a lot of ways to go. You will get some very good prices, and again, the ROI has been very steady over all the tests we did in the 70% range for the bigger prices, and the favorites hit very, very, very often. It's only 111 bucks, which we feel is very reasonable considering like the 111 plus hours at least they'll then put into programming this. So give us a call, 1-800-696-0067, or call us with any questions or order from our website. Thanks. Talk to you next time.